Hey guys, Kevin here, doing a walk around video of this 2000, what year is this thing? 21, I want to say. 36 UA. It's like a new motorhome. Let's take a look at what we can find. This is their little, they call it a doggy window, but it's really safety items you can see through from the driver's seat. But they say pets also love it. Of course, you got your diamond shield on the front, so you have protection, giant sticker all over the front of this vehicle to protect from chips when you're going down the road. It's also in your wheel wells here on every corner. It's at the kick panel, and it's around the lock, so any dangling keys or jewelry doesn't scratch your paint, but this paint is hard to scratch. There's lots of clear coat. It's really probably the best paint in the business by a company called BASF. Of course, you have your side cameras and rear cameras. The Girard Awning up here, that's a new brand of awning, I think, for this year. It's got a built-in light as well. It goes along the bottom. Let's see if I can turn that on. Let's see. No, there's the porch light. We might be at another spot. But anyway, let's continue around the coach. Every one of these compartments, for the most part, is coated with this stuff called gator hide. Tiffany uses like something you'd spray on a truck bed, to make it so you can always easily wash and clean it out, and it's not going to contaminate. So underneath, you can see everything looks great. The entire coach is coated with this. It's almost like like something NASA would use in the space shuttle. It's like, at least what they tell us. And it's on every single surface, wall, ceiling, everywhere, except the windows, obviously. And that helps keep the heat in or heat out, cold in or cold out, whatever you're trying to accomplish with the temperature. You have a 12 volt and a 110 over here. The compartments have also a motion censored lighting system, so it'll only turn on for a short time. The doors are amazing that they make it. They build all this stuff in-house, and they're probably one of the only companies that does that. These are just real heavy duty, thick, and part of the reason Tiffin is known for their great quality. Here's the main storage compartment. They always give you an extra tile or two if you ever have problems with tiles, but that rarely happens. That's the ladder for the overhead bunk in front. There's the vacuum hoses for your central vacuum system, which the vacuum bag goes in here. And it's plugged in over there. But this one goes all the way through here, this storage compartment. I guess several of them do, a couple of them do. This one does too, that goes all the way through. Just to point that out, you have your exterior TV and sound bar. These are all smart TVs. You have Netflix, Amazon, all the streaming channels, whichever one you use. Some of them are on the device itself, Amazon and Netflix. The rest of them you have to access from the menu. I have the same kind of TV at home, so I know that. This is just the back of the fridge. And that's if you need to turn on or off the ice maker. That's not open, that's just a gravity fill. It's just a little slot to put a hose into to fill your water. Water tank's over here. But that'll fill your tank up from home without having to connect to the other side. So they always put their fresh water tank here. And so you have easy access to draining the water and getting to all these hoses if needed, or if somebody needs to get to the stuff. Keep going. Another compartment. This one doesn't go all the way through, but there's your slide controller. If you ever have trouble with your slides, that's what you'd take a look at there, or have a technician take a look at. This is an interesting compartment because they have your large propane tank, and on the other side of this is your generator. And part of the reason why the generator is really hard to hear inside the coach when it's on is because you have this nice buffered area and such good insulation to start with. So that really helps keeping the sound of the generator away from the inside of the coach, which typically isn't the case. Over here, we have your Javoni solar system. There's, I believe, 3 panels on the roof. At least 2 or 3, I know that. That was how we ordered these coaches. So I think we ordered them with 3 back in 2021. And this one goes all the way through here. Another light. This is your coach batteries and a master on and off switch. This can come out by just pulling. You can, this is a basically new coach. There's 4 batteries. And we just make sure all the batteries are still in great shape, healthy, charging properly. They never even really took off the paperwork that came with this thing, brand new, but you could probably leave that one on anyway. Stuff that Tiffin put on there. Oh. There we go. All right, it's the back of the coach. I'm not gonna try to climb a ladder with one hand while holding the camera, the video camera. Back here we have our 2000 watt inverter in the other side of the storage. Here's our 7000 watt Awning generator, and then the other side of that storage compartment, which I said is like a nice buffer zone, keep the sound out even more. That's your generator exhaust. The next compartment is your 50 amp service, 50 amp cord, along with the surge guard transfer switch. Then we have our dump station, which is always well laid out by Tiffin. Outside shower. There's a tank flush system over here. That's going to be something like a sprinkler system inside your black tank to help flush everything out when you're needing to wash the tanks. We did a flush there. There's the All Pro company that comes by to do our tank wash and flush. Any used coach that comes in, even one that's barely used, gets that service for free, or not for free, but is part of what we do to the coaches. There's the full tank or full coach filtrate, or full coach filter, so that's something you need to change every so often. It's easy to get to the water pump is right there, so if that ever goes out, easy to access, easy to work on. And that's about it. You can turn your water pump on from over here, of course, also inside the coach. Here's the other side of that big storage compartment. And over here we have our hydraulic system and the other side of this compartment. And good to see that there's no leaks, everything looks good. That's the hydraulics for the slides and the jacks. The last compartment is your all of your fuses, and that is such a clean, nice system. So you can see if any of these are ever out, they just simply pop out, and it's super easy to tell what goes where. And if you have to change a fuse, very easy to do, or for somebody to do for you. All right, let's go back around, head inside. Let's take a nice view of the coach with all the compartments closed now. There literally isn't a blemish or scratch on this paint that I could see. Head in. So nice entry. Got your spot for your fire extinguisher. Little heating duct here. Everything they do well. Like instead of just having a plastic duct there, they really have a nice wood cover. There's an access point to plug in your vacuum system. That's just a carbon monoxide filter or a detector, and propane gas alarm. If you don't already know, these front seats swivel. This one has a kick out for your feet, So it's kind of like a built-in recliner. So start in the front. There is your Wi-Fi Ranger, so you do have Wi-Fi inside the coach if you decide to use that. Solar reader. There's your awning in and out and the light that I was looking for. Your inverter is here. And you also have auto Genstart AGS, which means if you're not plugged in, but it sounds like you might be, if you're not plugged in, it knows when to turn your generator on, when the voltage gets low, and other settings like time of day, so you don't have to worry about running out of power. Okay, this is the new Ford V8. You can tell by the style of the steering wheel and the dash, they changed everything when they changed the engine. It's one of the best motors they've ever put in these things, and all the Tiffins in 2021 should have it, and 22. So you have a really nice backup camera, side cameras. This is your stereo system. I love that you can kind of change the angle dramatically if you're getting a lot of glare as you drive, or whoever's driving. There's your jack system. Solar and night shade. So you can lower the solar shade or the night shade all the way down. It won't go all the way down when the engine's on as a safety precaution, but it does go all the way down to keep all the light out without having any dusty curtains up here. And then the rest of the shades pull down manually, but these are high quality shades. You have day and night shades on every window. Tiffin does not use dual pane glass. They use a double thick glass, which is a benefit. You never have to worry about fogging windows with dual or with double thick glass. And it's instead of 2/8 of an inch pieces of glass, which makes the dual pane. And like I said, they can often, and they do, fog, and once they start fogging, you have to get them cleaned or replaced. And this is considered 3 panels. That's 3 windows. Each window costs either $225 a piece to clean, or if you have to replace them, which is the best way to do it, is $375 a window. So that's almost $1,000 right there that you'll never have to worry about in a Tiffin, because they use double thick 1/4 inch glass. Okay, these seats are nice and comfortable and wide. Got a bit of a pull out here for having your lunch or something. It doesn't do a whole lot though. Up here you have another television, a little bit of storage up here. Just kind of have everything open to see, and then we'll close as we go. Show you how the bed operates here. All you do is you push this. There's no motors. You just push both sides, and then you pull it down. It's very easy to do, and it doesn't take any muscle really. Doing it with one hand. Didn't grab the mattress, did I? So I'm doing this all with one hand, so it's obviously pretty easy to do. And then you have your single person bed up on top. I believe that holds at least 250 to 300 pounds. All right, so you have storage underneath the dinette. This also makes into a bed. You just crank this little arm right here over, and it pushes right down, and you push these cushions back, and it sits right on this edge here. And then you reconfigure these other back cushions to fill the space. This is also a nice hard surface counter. We've got some documents that were just kind of sitting up here. The rest of them that were organized by Tiffin are on the other side. Lots of storage all the way across. Beautiful sconces. All the lights are controlled nearby. More storage. That storage goes all the way across. Tons of storage. Here's the kitchen. People love this big window that you get. You have a little either pantry or spice rack over here. You might need a step stool to get up into this storage, but you have storage basically everywhere they can put it. There's the main Tiffin book. So it looks like they never really unpacked it. It's got everything in here that came with the unit. Batteries weren't even loaded into some of the remote controls. But it looks like it came from our store. There's some of our service records. Somebody had something done after they bought it. So that's your main storage for your kitchen. And then under here, there's even a place to slide your covers. So you don't have to keep them if you just want to put them down in there. You got dual two-sided sink, residential style faucet. Over here is your main control. This has just about everything on the coach that you need, that you can ever do, is on this panel, and even most of the lights. And then again, the lights are also on other switches around. You can create a master light switch, so you have your light set a certain way every night. You don't have to redo it. You just say master switch on and it'll do your setting exactly how you want. There's your air conditioning control, super easy to do. All your fans, ceiling fans even. And then there's usually a ceiling fan control near the bed as well. The slide is here. The other slide is done on the chair. So that was the rear slide. The front slide, the main slide, the full wall slide is here. And they put it here so that when you're starting to do your slide, you can see, okay, I need to move my chair up a little bit so the slide doesn't hit it. That's actually pretty cool. So we have touch-up paint for the outside, other stuff that came with the coach, another filter, more drawers, other drawers. So I just want to have everything open so you can see each compartment. There's a piece of wood that will need to be fixed right here. Probably somebody kicked it or was never secured to start with, but we would take that off and get it all secured so it looks right. They put this up here so you have access to 2 plugs and USB. And there's more plugs up on top. There's 3 and then another down here. So that's plenty of spaces to plug in. There's your 3-burner stove. That's the new Furrion 3-burner stove. Looks a little bit more modern and like something you might have at home. Your back your back tile piece is actual real tile that they built into the coach, and then you have room to have your pull down shade too. So let's continue on. The residential fridge, obviously thing's spotless, doesn't look like they ever really used it. Ice maker, extra set of keys. Like I said, this coach came from our store. That's our sales tag, our key tag from when it was originally purchased. Fireplace I can turn on when we get the generator going. Only 28 hours on the generator, so they didn't use that either. That's pretty much how much we use, or even more, just demoing the coach and checking things throughout a few weeks of the coach being here. As soon as the microwave convection oven beeps, we'll know that the generator's crossed over and it's supplying power to the plugs, things that need the generator, which are the air conditioner, fireplace, and TVs. Some things work with the inverter. That's what the inverter does. Inverter will, when it's turned on without the generator, will allow certain things like TVs, some of the plugs, to work without having to turn the generator on. That's what the inverter does. So if you're always plugged in to shore power, the inverter is useless. But if you're ever dry camping, they call it, or plugged in, then it's really important. So there goes the microwave, just turned on. It's a Sharp Carousel convection oven and microwave. This is a great size oven, residential basically. So you have some lighting around the television. You have another sound bar here. Most of these sound bars can also access your phone's music and connect to your phone wirelessly. Got your, I believe this also comes with the remote control. Got different colors, and you can turn the heat on or off. Comes out of here. You can put it on a timer so it shuts off after a certain amount of time. But it's nice looking. And it does provide, if you're plugged in or running your generator, it provides a really good amount of heat without using up your propane, which is a good thing. So this bed is super easy to make into a bed. It's literally just pull these cushions off. It's like a two-step thing. Harder to do with one hand, but still doable.